Welcome to Radiant Aging, where growing older means growing stronger, healthier, and happier every day. Have you ever caught yourself lying awake at night, thinking about things that, deep down, you know won't matter a year from now or even next week? It happens to all of us. We carry these invisible weights on our shoulders, sometimes without realizing how heavy they become. But here's the truth. Once you reach 60, a lot of things you used to stress about simply don't deserve space in your mind anymore. Think about it. You've lived through decades of change, growth, heartache, laughter, and learning. That kind of experience is worth its weight in gold. And with that experience comes the freedom to let go of what no longer serves you. This stage of life isn't about pleasing everyone or proving yourself. It's about peace. It's about living fully on your terms. And that begins with knowing what's not worth worrying about anymore. In this video, we're going to have an honest, heart-to-heart chat about 5 things that just don't matter like they used to, and why it's perfectly okay to let them go. These aren't just opinions. They're little mindset shifts that can open the door to more joy, more calm, and more freedom in your everyday life. So if you've been holding on to stress about things you can't control or expectations you no longer want to meet, you're in the right place. Let's start with something that many people struggle with for far too long: the need to impress others. It starts when we're young, getting good grades, dressing just right, saying the acceptable thing at the dinner table. Then, as adults, we chase job titles, nicer homes, better cars. And even in our later years, it can still creep in, wanting the approval of family, try and meet social expectations, or feeling like you should be living a certain kind of retirement. But after 60, the truth is, you've already earned your stripes. You have nothing left to prove. If someone doesn't see your value by now, it's not your job to convince them. You lived a full life, made your choices, learned your lessons. The need to impress people, that can stay in your rearview mirror. Instead, this is your time to focus on your own opinion of yourself. Do you feel content with who you are? Do you feel aligned with the life you're living? That's what truly matters now. When you let go of the urge to impress, you'll feel a kind of lightness. You'll speak more freely, dress for comfort and joy, not for judgment, and make decisions that reflect your values, not someone else's expectations. That freedom is one of the greatest gifts of getting older. And honestly, it's one of the best kept secrets of aging well. Now, here's another thing that often lingers far too long: guilt from the past. We've all made mistakes. Maybe it was something we said in the heat of the moment, or a choice we wish we could go back and change. Maybe it's something deeper, a relationship we feel we failed, a goal we never reached, or a time when we let someone down. And while regret is a normal part of being human, carry it like a suitcase wherever you go. That's not only exhausting, it's unnecessary. At this point in life, you deserve peace from the past. You've done the best you could with what you knew at the time. And even if there were things you wish had gone differently, those moments helped shape the wisdom you have today. Holding on to guilt doesn't change the past. It just steals the joy from your present. So what if, instead of reliving old mistakes, you could simply acknowledge them, learn from them, and then gently let them go? Imagine what it would feel like to stop that inner voice that keeps bringing up what ifs and should haves. Imagine the freedom of forgiving yourself, not because you're pretending the past didn't happen, but because you're choosing peace over punishment. Let me tell you something from the heart. You are not your past. You are who you are today, and that person deserves kindness, not just from others, but from you. Now that we've touched on letting go of guilt and the need to impress, let's ease into something just as freeing. Because once you stop carrying around the guilt and the pressure to impress, you make room for something so much better: peace. And isn't that what we all want more of at this stage? Peace in our hearts, peace in our minds, peace in our everyday lives. But that brings us to something else that many of us continue to carry, even though we don't have to: the fear of what others think. Now, this one's tricky because it's so deeply rooted. From a young age, we're conditioned to care about how we're seen. And sure, a little bit of social awareness can be helpful. It helps us be kind, respectful, thoughtful. But when that awareness turns into fear, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood, it becomes a weight. And that weight can hold you back from doing things that would truly make your soul feel alive. After 60, it's time to loosen the grip that fear has on your decisions. If you want to take a painting class, even though you've never picked up a brush, do it. If you want to wear bright colors, dance in your kitchen, travel alone, or finally start saying no to things that drain your energy, you absolutely should. The people who matter will support you. And the ones who judge, honestly, their opinions were never your responsibility to begin with. There's something incredibly powerful about knowing who you are and being okay with it, even proud of it. And the beautiful thing about aging is that you become more and more you. There's no need to mold yourself to fit into anyone else's version of who you should be. Your story is your own. You've earned the right to live it without shame or fear. And while we're talking about things that hold us back, let's talk about the obsession with appearance. Listen, it's completely normal to want to look your best. There's nothing wrong with self-care, with wanting to feel good in your skin. But after a certain point, constantly worrying about wrinkles, weight, gray hairs, or sagging skin, it becomes a kind of prison. Society throws a lot of pressure on us to stay young. But here's the thing no one says loud enough. Aging is not a flaw. It's not something to be fixed. It's a privilege. Every laugh line, every stretch mark, every silver strand is a sign that you've lived. You've cried, laughed, loved, learned, survived. Your body has carried you through decades. It deserves celebration, not criticism. Sure, take care of yourself. Eat well, stay active, dress in ways that make you feel confident. But don't do it because you feel like you have to keep up with impossible beauty standards. Do it because it makes you feel alive, strong, and joyful. If makeup makes you happy, wear it. If letting your hair go gray makes you feel more authentic, embrace it. You don't owe youthfulness to anyone. One of the most liberating shifts you can make after 60 is learning to see your worth beyond the mirror. You are not just your appearance. You are your experiences, your laughter, your wisdom, your presence. And the people who truly love you, they see that. They value your soul, not your skin. When you start letting go of these outdated worries about approval, guilt, judgment, and looks, you start to feel lighter, freer, happier, and you begin to focus on what actually matters. Being healthy, being connected, being kind to yourself and others. It becomes easier to enjoy the little things. A slow morning coffee, a walk in the park, a call from an old friend. Because your mind isn't stuck replaying doubts and regrets. Next, we'll dive into one final thing that's worth letting go of. Something that many people carry quietly but heavily, often without even realizing it. And that's the need to always be productive. This one runs deep, especially for those of us who spent most of our lives working, raising families, supporting others, and constantly being on. We've been taught that our value comes from doing, from achieving, from always having something to show for our time. And while that may have served us in the hustle and bustle of earlier years, after 60, it's time to rethink that story. There is no medal for being the busiest person in the room. And there's certainly no rule that says your day needs to be filled with back-to-back tasks just to feel worthwhile. Productivity is not the only path to purpose. Rest, joy, reflection, those are just as valuable. In fact, they might even be more important now than ever. You don't have to earn your relaxation. You don't have to justify a slow morning or a quiet afternoon with a long list of chores. If you want to spend the day reading, gardening, daydreaming, watching the birds outside your window, or listening to your favorite music on repeat, that is more than enough. Your time doesn't have to be measured in output. It can be measured in peace, presence, and simple contentment. Letting go of the need to constantly prove yourself can feel strange at first. You might even feel a little guilty. But think about it. Haven't you spent enough of your life proving yourself to others? Haven't you earned the right to just be? This stage of life is not about checking boxes or reaching the next milestone. It's about savoring the life you've built and allowing yourself to enjoy it fully without apology. Now, sometimes when we slow down, all the things we've been avoiding come to the surface. Old regrets, past mistakes, things we wish we'd done differently. That brings us to one last thing that many people over 60 carry around like a heavy bag they can't quite set down: the past. Whether it's something you said years ago, a decision you wish you made differently, or a relationship that didn't turn out the way you hoped, it's easy to let those memories follow you around, whispering doubts in the quiet moments. But the truth is, no matter how much you replay the past, you can't rewrite it, and you don't need to. You are not the same person you were back then. You've grown. You've evolved. You've done your best with what you knew at the time. Forgiving yourself isn't always easy, but it's one of the most powerful gifts you can give to your future. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means releasing the grip the past has on your peace. It means choosing to focus on the life in front of you instead of the moments behind you. Every day is a new opportunity to write a new chapter. Even now, especially now, whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, there's still so much beauty ahead. More laughter, more sunrises, more meaningful conversations, more time to simply enjoy life. So if you've been holding on to regrets or shame, ask yourself gently, what purpose is it serving now? And is it time to let it go? Not because the past didn't matter, but because you matter more. You are still becoming, still growing, still capable of change, joy, connection, and renewal. That never stops unless you decide to stop believing in it. And I promise you, it's never too late to give yourself the freedom you deserve. Letting go of what no longer serves you isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing peace over pressure, presence over perfection. It's about honoring everything you've been through and deciding that, moving forward, your energy is going toward what truly matters: living, loving, and being kind to yourself. Now, take a deep breath with me. Right here, right now, just breathe. Let it out slowly. Feel the weight begin to lift. Even just a little. You've carried so much for so long. But now is your time to set it down and walk forward feeling just a little lighter. You know, the most beautiful thing about this stage of life is that it invites us to be fully ourselves, to take off all the old masks we had to wear. The ones that said, I have to be strong all the time, or I must be perfect to be loved, or I'm only valuable if I'm doing something for others. Those masks may have helped us get through certain seasons, but now, they're just not needed anymore. Not here. Not now. It's time to remember that your worth was never in your busyness, your appearance, your achievements, or how well you lived up to other people's expectations. Your worth is in your being. It's in your laughter, your wisdom, your stories, your quiet presence. It's in the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you love. It's in the kindness you offer, the resilience you built, and the love you give just by being you. We spend so much of our lives trying to meet the world's standards of success, of beauty, of usefulness. But after 60, there's a beautiful shift that starts to happen if we allow it. We realize we don't have to chase anymore. We don't have to prove anything. We can just live freely, joyfully, peacefully. So, if you've been carrying old comparisons, let them go. If you've been worried about aging, embrace it instead. If you've been dwelling on the past or feeling like you always have to do more, release those thoughts gently, not with judgment, but with compassion. You've done enough. You are enough. Give yourself permission to enjoy life exactly as it is today. Sit in the sun a little longer. Say no to things that drain you. Say yes to what brings you peace. Surround yourself with people who see you for who you are, not who you used to be or who they want you to be. Cherish the small, quiet joys that maybe once you were too busy to notice. The warmth of a cup of tea, the feel of the breeze on your skin, the smile of someone who cares about you. And if today feels heavy, that's okay too. Not every day will be light. But the beautiful thing is you're still here. You're still becoming. You still get to choose how you live from this moment forward. Let this be your reminder. You don't have to hold on to anything that weighs you down. You don't need to worry about what doesn't serve you. You are free to let go and step into this chapter with grace, curiosity, and peace. You've earned this. The freedom, the softness, the slower pace, the deeper joy. Life doesn't have to be rushed anymore. You can breathe into it, savor it, and live it fully on your terms. If any of this spoke to you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What's something you've let go of after 60? Or maybe something you want to let go of? Sharing your story might just inspire someone else watching this video. And if this message made you feel a little lighter, a little more at peace, go ahead and click that like button. It really helps this video reach others who might need to hear it too. And don't forget to subscribe for more heart-to-heart conversations like this one. We're building a community here, a space where aging isn't something to fear, but something to embrace with open arms. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Wherever you are in your journey, I want you to know you are not alone. You are seen, you are valued, and your best days are not behind you. They're still unfolding, one beautiful moment at a time. Here's to living your life fully, gently, and joyfully, no matter your age. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.